Kobe scored again and told Shaq, "Yeah, motherfucker, that shit ain't gonna stop me." Then Shaq literally stopped play, grabbed the ball, and said, "Say another motherfucking word." Kobe replied, "F you, you don't know," before he...
Alright, welcome back to another After Dark, everyone. And welcome back to an After Dark edition of the Kobe Chronicles. Happy 24th, everybody. I am here with another video to react to regarding Kobe Bryant. And this one was actually requested of me to check out. And this one is titled "What Was Really Said in Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal's Beef," featuring Lakers Practice. Now, this is from a channel called Legends Productions. And how am I not subscribed? I've seen so many videos from Legends Productions, even on my own time lately, and I had no idea what to subscribe, so I just fixed that problem right now. Anyways, as I always do, I'm going to link the original video down below in the description, you guys. If you want to check out this channel, highly recommend it. And you also see a list of channel members. Shout out to you guys. Anyways, happy 24th, everybody. This one's going to be a little bit longer than the one this morning. So it's one of those, grab a drink, grab a snack. Let's kick back and enjoy this one. I don't know the actual story here, I don't think. So this is going to be interesting because, I mean, I know most of Shaq and Kobe's beef was basically Kobe wanting Shaq to work harder, you know, and then in turn Shaq wanting Kobe to pass the ball more, but Kobe not wanting to pass him the ball because he's not working hard. So it's just like back and forth. It's like a ping pong battle. But I'm curious what is actually captured here, because it seems like they actually have some footage. So anyways, let's get right into the video, everybody. Happy 24th. Hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful night. And let's continue that. If everybody could do me a favor and like the video, it helps out a lot. And hit that hype button if you feel like it. I think that helps out as well. I'd appreciate it. And guys, gals, let's do it.
Throughout NBA history, we've seen a lot of intense beefs. From getting told to leave your own team to meeting someone after a game, I've covered a good amount on this channel. However, nothing compares to the feud between Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal. They played a total of 8 seasons together, and although they won 3 titles, they couldn't stand each other. Both had strong egos, resulting in many altercations. Therefore, what did they actually say to each other? We're going to break it all down in this video, including the before and aftermath. Let's get into it. It all began in the 1996 offseason. The Lakers had just suffered a first-round exit and needed to make changes. Shaquille O'Neal was an unrestricted free agent in the summer, so Jerry West didn't waste any time. Unlike the Magic, the Lakers offered Shaq a 7-year, $120 million contract.
I got a question. Did Shaq ever break any backboards after he left Orlando? Or is that when the NBA basically figured it out and Shaq proved everything?
It's exactly what Shaq wanted, so he signed with the Lakers. Also, the team made a huge acquisition in the NBA draft. They traded their starting center, Vlade Divac, for Kobe Bryant. He was just 17 years old at the time, but was the best high school player in the country. The Lakers took the risk, and Kobe quickly adapted. Just a few days after the draft, the Lakers held a team introduction. Shaq started things off saying, "What's up? I'm Shaq. Let's do this." Meanwhile, Kobe took a different approach. He said, "Yo, I'm Kobe Bryant. I'm from PA, went to Lower Merion High School, dominated everything. I just want y'all to know, nobody's gonna punk me. I'm not gonna let anyone in the NBA punk me, so be warned." In other words, Kobe wasn't an ordinary rookie. He was extremely confident in his abilities and knew how good he could be. Shaq respected that mindset, but also had his doubts. He referred Kobe as a quote-unquote showboat, although it seemed harmless at first. On October 16, 1996, Kobe played his first NBA game against Dallas. Although it was just the preseason, everyone wanted to see the rookie play. He had a strong debut, scoring 10 points in limited minutes. However, Coach Harris
4 for 4.
had to remind Kobe to play team basketball. He tended to hold the ball for too long, and in the middle of a play, Harris yelled, "Hey, pass the ball. This isn't high school anymore."
That
became a common trend for Kobe during his rookie year. He often ran into double teams and refused to feed Shaq the ball. Kobe figured Shaq would just waste possessions with his awful free throw shooting, so he did his own thing.
How do you miss that bad? How do you miss that bad? I've seen the LeBron ones, and those are really bad, but wow.
That led to this classic interaction.
My first year we were playing.
Hold up. I just want to see it again.
Kobe figured Shaq would just waste possessions with his awful free throw shooting, so he did his own thing. Shaq would just waste possessions with his awful free throw shooting, so he did his own thing. That led to this classic interaction.
My first year we were playing, and he kept posting up, but they kept fouling him, so he kept going to the free throw line and kept missing them. And so he'd throw the ball out to me. I'm not throwing that shit back in there. Right? So I kept shooting him, right? So we get in the timeout, and he's like, hey, I'm open. I'm like, okay. And so we go out, and same thing, come, hey, I'm open. Okay. There you go. Come back in, hey, dude, you got to throw me the ball. I said, man, fuck that. Get it off the rebound if I miss, bro. You told him this. First year, 18 years old, man. 18 years old.
18.
And I must have been out of my damn mind.
You were.
Kobe was something else.
At 18 years old, man, I can't believe he was pulling these antics. Like, he really did mature as he got older in the league. But, man, in the beginning, jeez, he thought he was MJ right out of the gate. You don't get to make these calls to Shaq yet. Not yet. Later on, yes.
A rookie, but the two started to find some chemistry. The Lakers finished the season with a 56-26 record and cruised past the first round. However, they struggled against Utah. Shaq was slowed down by their front court, and in a crucial Game 5, Kobe airballed 4 shots in the final minutes. Despite this, Shaq stood by him and offered words of encouragement.
One thing what I loved about you as an 18-year-old is you wanted it. A lot of guys on our team didn't want it. Everybody talks about those air balls. I wasn't mad at you. And that's why I was the first one to come grab you and say, hey, I know everybody's laughing and giggling out, but one day people will fear you at the end of the game. So I knew that about you as an 18-year-old.
This moment motivated Kobe as he showed up stronger in training camp. He gained 15 pounds of muscle and was ready to prove everyone wrong. He started connecting more with Shaq, and the Lakers were rolling. Kobe saw huge improvement in his game and became the youngest All-Star starter in NBA history. However, this didn't translate to a championship. The Lakers got swept by the Jazz in the Western Conference Finals. Shaq expressed frustrations,
and that's why we didn't get the Lakers versus Bulls finals back then. Utah was just too damn good
with the Lakers offense, as Kobe was taking way too many shots. In fact, he shot 37% throughout the whole series. Tensions were high, setting the stage for January 1999. The NBA was going through a lockout period, and there was no basketball played for 6 straight months. Therefore, Kobe and Shaq decided to show up to Southwest College for a scrimmage. According to this Jeff Pearlman book that broke down the entire Lakers dynasty, here's what went down. During the scrimmage, Shaq started calling a bunch of picky fouls. That didn't sit well with Kobe, who said, "I'm tired of this shit. Just play." Shaq fired back, "One more comment like that and I'll slap the shit out of you." A few plays later, Kobe scored a tough layup on Shaq. He was fired up, yelling, "F you. This is my team. My motherfucking team." Shaq replied, "No, motherfucker. This is my team." Kobe had enough, saying, "F you. Seriously, f you. You're not a leader. You're nothing." Shaq responded, "I'll get your ass traded. Not a problem." Players quickly stepped in before they could throw punches. Kobe scored again and told Shaq, "Yeah, motherfucker, that shit ain't gonna stop me." Then Shaq literally stopped play, grabbed the ball, and said, "Say another motherfucking word." Kobe replied, "F you, you don't know," before he could finish.
Okay, so this is all from the book? This is all from the book? Wow. Jeez. His sentence, Shaq slapped him across the face and chased him until players pulled them apart. After things cooled off, Kobe shouted one last jab. "You're soft. Is that all you've got? You're soft."
Corey Blunt, who was active in that scrimmage, told Kobe, "You're not helping, you'll shut up." Shaq wanted more of the action, but his security guard cooled everything down. As you can tell, this created serious tension in the locker room. They genuinely hated each other.
I mean, Kobe was a maniac back then, like absolute maniac to be going at Shaq this way. But you know, he didn't change that much. He didn't change that much. Maybe he didn't go at his teammates this way, but we saw him on the court. He'd be calling people Charmin soft, and all that stuff. Like, that's just who he is, dude.
Coach Harris couldn't connect with them. They fired him just 12 games into the season and signed Kurt Rambis. However, he also couldn't control the locker room. Rambis heavily favored Kobe, and Shaq felt like he wasn't valued. That affected their team chemistry as they got swept in the second round. After the season concluded, Shaq demanded that the Lakers sign Phil Jackson as the new head coach. He believed he was the right fit and that he would fix the problems with Kobe. The Lakers listened and gave Phil a 5-year contract. Right before training camp, Phil met with Kobe and told him that he needed to become a playmaker. He had to get his teammates involved and play winning basketball. However, as the season went by, Kobe became unhappy with his new role. He had a hard time adjusting to the triangle offense and demanded a trade. He met with Jerry West saying, "My teammates hate me." Jerry West responded, "If I was your teammate, I would hate you too."
Oh man, I love Jerry West so much, and it's true. It's true. The problem with Kobe is he didn't want to wait his turn. That was the issue, and I think he was too busy, you know, like a lot of us, admiring Michael Jordan's journey. And the difference is Jordan got drafted onto a terrible Bulls team. There was no co-star. There was nobody getting them into the playoffs. At that point, I believe they were on a 4 to 5 year no playoff drought. So they were desperate for a young star to come in, and Jordan took the keys and he ran with it. But Kobe, man, that was not the same situation in LA. They were already making it to the playoffs. They already had one of the best players in the NBA and, well, of all time, in Shaquille O'Neal as the star. And Kobe coming out of high school even made it worse, you know, because he's 18 years old while Jordan was like 20, 21 years old, I believe, when he came into the league. So yeah, that's the only thing. Young Kobe, his ego was too high. He should have waited his turn, man. You know, understood everything, earned everyone's respect, and you know. But Kobe didn't want to wait. 18-year-old Kobe, 19-year-old Kobe, he wanted it all right now.
The Lakers looked at various offers and had agreed on a deal with the Pistons. They offered Kobe Bryant for Grant Hill straight up.
Wow.
However, Kobe refused to waive his no-trade clause as he didn't want to play in Detroit. He had other destinations in mind, so the trade fell through. It seemed like this was going to be another fallout, but Kobe finally decided to be a team player. He knew his days were numbered, so he started to facilitate more, getting his teammates involved and cooperating with Shaq. This worked out perfectly for the Lakers, who reached the NBA Finals. However, they faced many obstacles in that series. Kobe dealt with an ankle injury and missed Game 3. Then in Game 4, Shaq fouled out in the final minutes. The Pacers were on the brink of tying the series, but Kobe told Shaq, "Don't worry, big fella, I got it." That resulted in Kobe making 4 out of his next 5 shots in overtime, including the game winner.
Yep.
Ultimately, the Lakers won the finals in 6 games. Now, just when you thought their chemistry was clicking, things took a complete turn. Shaq showed up to training camp out of shape. He spent his summer partying and drinking while Kobe was in the gym 10 hours a day, making at least 2,000 shots and getting stronger. This completely separate.
Dude, and the sit-down conversation between the two of them shortly before Kobe passed away was one of the most hilarious things, because you know, like, Shaq is laughing and justifying it. He's like, "Man, I was tired all those years getting hit over and over again." He's like, "I just wanted to just chill in the pool and drink margaritas or whatever." And Kobe's like, "That was the problem." You know, they finally got to have it. Like, that's why I was pissed at you. Oh, it's something so simple.
Their mindsets clashed. Kobe was pissed that Shaq didn't work on his free throws, so he refused to pass him the ball. Phil Jackson noticed this and immediately met with Kobe. As Jackson was telling him to play within the system, Kobe said, "Tone my game down. I need to turn it up. I've improved. How are you going to bottle me up? I will be better playing somewhere else." Also, Kobe added, "I trust my teammates. I just trust myself more." That translated to Shaq getting less touches in the paint. On December 6, 2000, the Lakers faced off the Warriors. This was the infamous duel where Kobe Bryant and Antoine Jamison scored 51 points each. However, Kobe shot the Lakers out of the game. He attempted 35 shots and only
18 for 35. I mean, shot pretty good there. It's above 50%. Yes, it's above 50%. 7 rebounds, 8 assists, 51 points. Oh.
made 18 of them. Also, Shaq tried to run several pick and rolls towards the end of the game. Still, Kobe rejected every screen and never passed the ball.
Yeah.
In a timeout,
Okay,
Shaq
I mean, he shot good, but I'm not saying he played within the system. That's for sure.
yelled, "Drop it the f off." Kobe didn't listen and the Lakers lost the game by 3 points. Shaq was becoming frustrated with his role and said,
I always wanted to be a team player. And if the big dog ain't me, then the house won't get guarded. Period.
Kobe was asked about these comments shortly after, and he said this.
So, when he says to you, it's got to come through the big dog, or at least when he says that publicly, does he say those same things to you?
He doesn't. But Phil does. I know what he wants.
But Phil does.
I know that. Oh yeah, I know how to get him easy baskets. Oh, absolutely.
In other words, they spoke to each other through the media,
Phil. Yeah,
which
that was always the problem. They spoke through the media instead of face to face.
wasn't ideal. Phil Jackson fined both of them for feuding publicly, and tensions cooled off after that. They remained focused on their main goal, which was to win the title. Both made the changes they needed to make, and Shaq praised Kobe for his efforts against San Antonio.
When and why did you come to the revelation that this is the greatest player on the planet, Kobe Bryant?
Because when I first came to LA, Jerry showed me a tape of this kid, and I knew he had potential. And a lot of people thought we had problems. We never really had problems at all. I'm the big brother, he's the little brother. I want him to be the best player in the world. I really do. So, you know.
Things were heading in the right direction, and Shaq took over in the finals. He averaged 33 points and 17 rebounds per game while leading the Lakers to their second straight title. In the following season, their relationship was as strong as ever. Kobe didn't beef with Shaq even though he got into a physical altercation with another teammate. He punched Samaki Walker in the face for not paying an $100 debt, giving him a black eye. However, this didn't make...
Whoa, did you guys... I never heard about that one. You guys hear about this one? By the way, how crazy is it that these guys are beefing so hard while just stacking title after title after title? Like, how the hell did a three-peat come out of this?
Make much headlines, as Phil Jackson just said, boys will be boys. Outside of that, there was no drama on the team. Shaq had another dominant season, averaging 27 points per game. Meanwhile, Kobe improved his numbers to 25 points per game. They dominated the Blazers in the first round, but Shaq had his issues against San Antonio. Despite averaging 21 points per game, Duncan held his own against Shaq. In Game 4, he limited Shaq to just 2 points in the fourth quarter. Kobe didn't like what he was seeing and called out Shaq during a timeout.
Hey, get that bitch ass nigga be goddamn old. Get that bitch ass nigga be goddamn old.
As you heard, Kobe knew how dominant Shaq could be, so he had to let him know. Ultimately, Kobe carried the Lakers past the Spurs in 5 games.
I mean, I get what Kobe's trying to say there. Don't shoot the ball. Dunk. You're Shaquille O'Neal. Two-hand jam that crap, you know? I get what he's saying.
And they beat the Kings in a controversial 7-game series to reach the finals. Here, they swept the New Jersey Nets.
Wait, was that the clip?
Past the Spurs in 5 games. Then they beat the
Kings, my friend, in the comments. Sorry, buddy. I will always remember this series.
in a controversial 7-game series to reach the finals. Here, they swept the New Jersey Nets. This was the 3rd straight title in the Kobe-Shaq era, and they shared this moment together.
Congratulations, the greatest. Congratulations, the most dominant. You took that jersey and put your own jersey on, play. About time now? Yeah. Holla! Holla! 1-2. Baddest duo ever, Superman and Batman. 3 rings. Can't do it, man. It's too much. Can't sum it up. Can't put it in words.
For those of you who don't know, he's still wearing a Jordan jersey. Like, it's so funny, man. He really was the next up.
You just have to watch and observe.
It's crazy because you would think these two wouldn't win a title together with all of this dysfunction. They made it work and accomplished the first three-peat since the Chicago Bulls in 1998. Now, the 2002 offseason came and things took a complete turn. Shaq was required to have surgery on his right big toe, but he delayed it until late August. That's when training camp began, so he missed the first month of the season.
Oh, he pulled a Scottie Pippen move.
Here's when Shaq infamously said, "I got hurt on company time, so I'll rehab on company time."
He literally pulled, that's literally a Pippen move. Dang, man. I mean, they just three-peated. Shaq, it's supposed to be your team. You're the leader, right? I don't agree with this move. I gotta say, I don't agree with Shaq on this one. You're supposed to be the guy. You got all the money. It's not like, you know, Pippen, I'm not going to excuse away what he did, because I don't think what he did was right either. But, I mean, he had a personal thing going on where he was like, he wanted more money. He was getting drastically underpaid. Shaq, at this point, you're getting paid $120 million. Come on, man. Come on. Your team needs you.
It also didn't help that Shaq was nearly 400 pounds. Kobe wasn't pleased with his work ethic, calling Shaq lazy and fat. Also, he said that a guy selling donuts at a 7-Eleven had more pride in his job than Shaq did. With that in mind, their relationship fell apart. Shaq wasn't his usual self, and Kobe came back to his old habits. In his mind, he rewarded people who worked hard, and Shaq just didn't fall under that standard. However, Phil Jackson tried to work things out one last time.
So Phil comes to me before the stretch, says, "Kobe, we need you to take over the offense." I'm like, all right, cool. That literally started the streak, 40 points in 9 straight games. Shaq comes back from injury, and Phil goes, you know, I still continue to do it, right? And then Phil calls me to his office, goes, "Hey, you know, we're starting to lose the big fella." What do you mean? Well, he's not getting the attention. You know, this 40-point streak is starting to kind of take away his fire to prove something, right? So I need you to start dialing it back. I'm like, what? He says, "We're going to lose him, and we need him in June." Okay. All right. You have a game against the Clippers. I think I had like 38 or something like that. And I had a chance to score 40 and get 40 again. It was a blowout game. I dumped the ball in the Shaq instead of shooting a wide open shot. The 40-point streak ended that night.
Wow.
That was it. And that's inside stuff that people don't know.
With that being said,
I mean, and honestly, I get why Kobe is mad about this, but at the same time, for the big picture, I do agree with Phil. What I don't agree with is Shaq, you know, being that far out of shape, getting that fat, let's just be real, as a professional athlete, letting that happen. I don't agree with that. Phil, on the other hand, I get it, because he's not thinking about the regular season. He's thinking about the NBA playoffs and the finals. How do we win another championship? It can't be Kobe alone. We need both of these guys at their peak by the NBA finals. So it can't be the Kobe show and it can't be the Shaq show. They both got to be, you know, co-stars in this and fully integrated.
the Lakers had an underwhelming season. They finished with the 5th seed and lost to the Spurs in the second round. Right after, Kobe gave us this infamous speech.
Kobe, that's a difficult moment for you. We appreciate your time. How disappointed are you?
Well, I just hate losing. It's a tough loss.
How much harder will you work in this offseason now to get back to the championship?
I'll push myself to exhaustion.
Kobe, we thank you for your time.
The Lakers believed in Kobe and gave this duo one last try. In the 2003 offseason, they signed Gary Payton and Karl Malone to cheap deals. The Lakers instantly became the title favorites, but Kobe
thought I hated the Lakers already. when they made this move, I really hated these guys, which is sad because I'm a Gary Payton fan, but I was like, man, come on, man, y'all are stacking this.
Dealing with a legal case. He was facing serious allegations, and while the trial was ongoing, he was still playing in NBA games. In a situation like this, Kobe expected Shaq to reach out and support him, but he never did. This angered Kobe, who then accused Shaq of paying women to keep quiet about his own alleged affairs. Shaq replied back and revealed a concerning fact about their relationship. Quote, "I never hang out with Kobe. I never hung around him. In the 7 or 8 years we were together, we were never together. So how this guy can think he knows anything about me or my business is funny. And one last thing, I'm not the one buying love, he's the one buying love." At this point, this beef became personal and it wasn't even about basketball anymore. However, when they were asked about the upcoming season, Shaq told reporters, quote, "As we start this new season, we want done right. If you don't like it, then you can opt out next year. As long as it's my team, then I'll voice my opinion. If you don't like it, then opt out." Kobe was then asked if this was Shaq's team, and he said, quote, "It's time for him to act like it.
Yeah.
That means no more coming into camp fat and out of shape." Yep. Also, Kobe called out Shaq's leadership.
I mean, I gotta agree with Kobe on this one. And honestly, let's be real, so did the Lakers organization, because they kept Kobe and they got rid of Shaq. If you are going to make the claims that you're the leader, you have to take the responsibility and you have to lead by example. If not, next man up. That's just the way it works. And I know Shaq wanted it out of notoriety, but it doesn't work that way. How did Jordan stay the leader of the Bulls all the way to the end? Every practice, every year, every game, he was proving I'm the best and I'm doing everything I need to do as a leader. That's required of me. That's expected of me. So he remained a leader until he retired. Shaq, once he got that first championship, he just didn't care anymore about his responsibilities. He thought all he's responsible for is showing up to the game and trying his best. But everything he does outside of on that basketball court doesn't matter anymore. But it's not the case, dude. You can't gain 5 pounds each day and keep coming back bigger and bigger and bigger and more tired and expect to maintain the respect of your team. It can't work that way.
And said leaders don't beg for $30 million contracts when they sign 2 Hall of Famers for free. Lastly, Kobe said Shaq wasn't his big brother since he didn't hear any support during the Colorado incident. After this interview made headlines, Shaq threatened to kill Kobe and both were ready to fight.
I knew the fire that I lit. I knew what I said, and he knew what he said. You knew what you said. And you said, okay, this is it. It's coming to a head. We're going to go in here. We're going to be grown men about it. We're going to fight it out. And then what comes out of it comes out of it. And that's just is what it is at that point.
Bryant, that's how you know Kobe crazy. He even admits at the end of that sit down, he was like, "Man, I must have been out of my mind." You know, as he's grabbing Shaq's fist and putting it next to his face to see how giant his fist is. He's like, "Man, I must have been out of my mind." Like, who picks a fight with Shaq? Like, not a verbal fight, but a physical fight with Shaq. Man, I don't know whether to respect Kobe for that or just be like, dude, you were nuts. Like, that's a different level.
Shaw, who played for the Lakers at the time, decided to intervene and defended Shaq.
"Kobe, you don't really interact with us." You know, at this point, he kind of kept to himself. We always went out to have drinks, have dinner, go to a club or what have you. And Kobe would never go. Right? Shaq always invited everybody over to his house for Thanksgiving, Christmas, whatever it was. Kobe would never interact.
By this point, the two could no longer stand each other. They kept feuding publicly, and Phil Jackson called Kobe uncoachable at one point.
I don't think Kobe learned this lesson. I don't think Kobe was truly humbled until he lost Phil, and then he realized, I need Phil. You know, because things went bad. He lost Shaq, he lost Phil, and then he realized how hard it was on his own. And it wasn't until Phil not just did Phil come back, but he welcomed Phil. I saw Kobe's maturity, just 10 years of maturity and growth happened within 1 year. Just him and Phil trying to figure this out again, trying to make the best of things. They made amends, and I always do wonder if that version of Kobe, maturity-wise, was paired up with that prime Shaq. How would that have been different? Because maybe Kobe could have like hung out with Shaq and been able to like have those conversations with him, you know, like, hey man, big fella, you're getting a little too big here. You know, we got to watch out. We got the playoffs coming, yada, yada, yada. But it looks like everything was done passive aggressively through the media. And that's, you know, it's because Kobe was a kid. Kobe was a very young man during this time. But I'll always wonder.
Still, the Lakers made the finals. That's how talented this roster was. However, the Detroit Pistons took advantage of all the drama. Before the series started, Chauncey Billups came up with a brilliant idea. The Pistons decided to trap Kobe and play Shaq one-on-one. The whole point was to force Kobe into taking low percentage shots, and it worked. He shot 38% from the field and 17% from three. Also, in Game 3, he yelled at his teammates for not passing him the ball. He literally wanted to take every single shot, and Shaq had enough. He looked disinterested on the bench and barely communicated with Kobe. Ultimately, the Lakers lost the series in 5 games. They stood no chance, and right before Game 5 ended, Kobe told a teammate, "I ain't playing with that motherfucker again." He was referring to Shaq, and Kobe later admitted that the series was entirely on him.
On the Pistons thing, that's my fault because I didn't get us prepared to run our automatics. I didn't get Gary, I didn't get Carl, I didn't get the new guys on board enough to be able to execute properly. And we got to Detroit and it forced us to play our offense 94 feet and we weren't ready. And we couldn't do it. And everything just capitulated from there. And that sits with me.
I'm going to be real here. This Kobe was, once again, I'm going to bring up this series just because it's fresh on my mind. This is like 86 Jordan, okay? What I mean by that is this is a stubborn player at this point. Kobe's getting double-teamed, trapped, triple-teamed, whatever. What he hasn't learned at this point is how to exploit this, you know? Instead, his ego was getting in the way, and he was thinking, I don't care how many they throw at me, I'm going to score 40 points no matter what. That's the wrong way to win. You know, Jordan had to learn this by getting double-teamed, triple-teamed constantly until he finally accepted, okay, I have to hit the open man, or else they're not going to stop trapping me. You know, the only way to stop the trap is to exploit the trap and punish them for doing so, hitting the open guy, getting easy points for your team, and then they have to ease up on the traps and the double teams. Now, Kobe just didn't do that yet. Kobe later on, once again, like I talk about that second stint with Phil, when he finally started understanding how to truly win, that's when Kobe learned how to exploit the doubles, you know? And he did it in such a way where it looked just like Jordan. It looked just like Jordan. It was a beautiful thing to watch.
In mind, the Lakers faced a tough decision. Shaq wanted a max extension while Kobe had the option to opt out of his contract. The Lakers had to choose which one to keep since the drama was too much. Since Shaq was 32 years old, the Lakers prioritized Kobe. He was only 25 and the team's only hope for the future. Therefore, they traded Shaq to the Heat for a package centered around Lamar Odom. This concluded a complicated era in LA. Two all-time greats that couldn't stand each other but still won 3 championships together. Just a few days after the trade, Shaq gave his raw thoughts.
What does it feel like not to be a Laker anymore?
What does it feel like? I said at the end of the year that I wanted to be on a team. It's a team. Doesn't matter whose team it was, I just wanted to be on a team. I want things to go like they were supposed to go. When I was out there on the court doing my job, I played team ball.
When was the last time you talked to Kobe?
I don't know. I don't care. I don't know.
If Kobe Bryant called you on your cell phone right now, what would you say to him?
I don't have a cell phone.
What advice would you give Kobe's new teammates about him?
I don't have to give him advice. Everything speaks for itself. I don't have to say nada. I don't have to say nothing.
Clearly, Shaq
yeah, so anytime you hear Shaq say there was no beef, we all know there was a beef. Did they make amends by the end? Thankfully, yes, they did. But boy, did they hate each other for a long time. I don't care what he says.
ready for a new chapter, and things worked out for the best. Kobe became the Lakers' best player, while Shaq became an important piece for Miami. They ignored each other in future matchups, and there was a real grudge between the two. In 2006, Shaq won his 4th title, surpassing Kobe. This was a big deal for Shaq since he wanted to prove that he could win without Kobe. Just 2 years later, the Lakers made the NBA Finals for the first time since 2002. Kobe was hungry for another title, but Boston's Big Three was too good. They won the series in 6 games, and Shaq took shots at Kobe. In a New York nightclub, he said
don't
this.
do it.
You know how I be. Last week, Kobe couldn't do without me. Kobe, nigga, tell me how my ass tastes. I'm a horse. Kobe ratted me out. That's why I'm getting divorced. Kobe, tell me how my ass tastes.
On the other hand, Kobe was getting ready for the 2008 Olympics. It didn't take long for reporters to ask him, and he shared his response.
I've had a great year. I had a great championship run. You know, enjoyed a weekend, a vacation with my family, and now I have the opportunity to go for gold. So I really don't have time to deal with those kinds of distractions.
You know, this was the first time seeing Kobe in a USA jersey where he wasn't the enemy, you know, because, you know, I'm a Phoenix Suns fan over here. Lakers are our sworn enemy. So, like, it was the first time I actually got to root for Kobe and cheer for Kobe. And man, did I it's fun. Like you Laker fans, you must have had it really good, because cheering for Kobe feels good, man. This guy, he doesn't let you down, dude. He doesn't let you down with effort. And he came in and just took complete leadership over this team and led us to the promised land. It was great to be a Kobe fan for one summer.
Kobe didn't take Shaq's comments seriously and led Team USA to a gold medal. Now, in the 2009 All-Star Weekend, their feud finally ended. They both started in the All-Star game and decided to patch things up.
Yeah, this is when Shaq was with the Suns, and he was the big Shaq diss, and this was also here in Phoenix.
They had a great time and were named co-MVPs. After the game, Kobe gave the trophy to Shaq's son, Shareef O'Neal. Knowing how family-oriented Shaq is, he really appreciated this gesture. Kobe gained his respect again, and Shaq congratulated him on his 5th title. Still, that didn't stop Kobe from saying this.
Yeah. We know what it means as a team, but what about individually for you?
This is awesome.
Just got one more than Shaq. So you can take that to the bank. You know how I am. You guys know how I am. I don't forget anything.
I don't normally see that part. He know how I am. Yeah, that's funny, actually.
Was one last interaction on the court. In the 2010 offseason, Shaq signed with the Boston Celtics. This was his last attempt.
This was the big shamrock. This was the end.
To ring Chase and tie Kobe in rings. He was way out of his prime, but still contributed in limited minutes. On January 30, 2011, Shaq played Kobe for the last time. The game was neck to neck, and Kobe was finding his groove offensively.
Yeah, I remember this.
With the first half about to conclude, he did this to Shaq.
He's staring him down.
You can tell Shaq was still a little bit salty about the whole situation, but nothing else was said. Sadly, Shaq had a torn Achilles later in the season, forcing him to retire. Over the next few years, these two complemented each other. Shaq praised Kobe every time he reached a new milestone and showed up to his last NBA game. Initially, Shaq challenged him to score 50 points, but Kobe responded with 60. This was a very special moment for NBA fans. Two all-time greats reuniting on the court for a last time. In 2018, they finally sat down for an in-depth interview where they reflected on everything, the success, the failures, and what ultimately happened. However, in 2019, Shaq took some comments personally. Around this time, Kobe was interviewed pretty often to share his perspective on the game. That's when he said this about Shaq.
He was vindictive. I mean, he was, I wish he was in the gym. I would have had fucking 12 rings. He had the work ethic. My God, yeah. We ain't be close.
Shaq saw this video.
As a viewer back then, watching this all play out, I agree with Kobe. Not 12 rings, but honestly, they could have stacked like 6 rings out there together. Easily in my mind, if Shaq had that kind of hunger and work ethic. Because that hunger leading up to that first ring was amazing. Shaq was a completely different monster. But Shaq after that first ring, it was like half of that level of hunger. So if Shaq was in there working all year round, working on his game, working on his weaknesses, staying in shape, working on his stamina, working on his free throws, the Lakers could have just printed championships with those two and Phil at the helm.
And immediately shared his response. He said, quote, "You would have had 12 if you passed the ball more, especially in the finals against the Pistons. #facts. You don't get statues by not working hard. Kobe thought they were too old to beef and basically..."
There's no beef with Shaq. I know most media want to see it, but it's not going to happen. Ain't nothing but love there, and we too old to beef anyways. There you go. Someone's got to beat a bigger man.
Said that it's all love. Shaq acknowledged it and somehow got Dwight Howard involved. Regardless, this was the last time they exchanged words on social media. On January 26, 2020, Kobe tragically passed away in a helicopter crash. Shaq was heavily affected by this tragedy, saying that he lost a brother. He showed heavy support for the Bryant family and gave Kobe his flowers every time he could. Ultimately, this duo gave us a lot of great memories, and I'm glad they settled their differences in 2018. And that pretty much concludes the video. What do you guys think of this beef? How many rings do you think this duo could have won if Shaq stayed? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. I hope everyone has a great day. Peace out.
That was a cool video. That number 6 was just right off the top of my head. How many could they have won? 2000, 01, 02, 03, 04, 05. Oh my god. Yeah, they could have, in my opinion, they should have had 6 rings together. I know. Like, even when Shaq started slowing down, they could have still been stacking rings if Shaq was in really good shape. So I'll call 6 because they gotta lose sometimes. I'll call 6 championships they could have had together. Not if just they stayed together, like Legends presented at the end, but if Shaq actually had Kobe's work ethic, because staying together wasn't enough to do it. They were miserable together. They were not happy. Anyways, you guys, that I really thought this was just gonna kind of break down into like one segment of their beef. But it's really kind of just covered the entire thing all the way to the end, which was a different video than I was expecting, but a really fun video. So guys, if you want to check out the channel, Legend Z is linked down below in the description for you guys. I highly recommend it. And so far, this channel keeps popping up on my feed. And every time I click on a video, I don't regret it. So anyways, you guys, I'm going to head out. Hope you had a fun time. Thank you for joining me for this 24th edition, whatever you want to call it, Kobe Chronicles. I had a good time. Guys, I'm out of here. We'll pay tribute to Kobe Bryant again in another month, okay? Thanks for being here. Like the vid if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. Consider supporting the channel with that subscribe plus button and all those good things. Everybody, have a wonderful rest of your night. Have a wonderful, peaceful night. I will see you in the comments, and I hope you're all doing well. All right. Be water, my friends.